Like right now, this whole politics shit is kind of, it's annoying me now that they've started the circus up.
The circus has started.
It's getting so, I don't know, it's just starting to piss me off.
Damn.
And I never thought that I would ever get to the point where I would sympathize with Donald Trump.
Damn.
But Trump really has my sympathy right now because for the first time, he really is telling the truth and nobody's listening. He's the little boy that cried politics,
Right.
you know?
Did you watch any of the Democratic National Convention? I believe Lil Jon came out to from the window to the wall to the sweat dropped
And
down.
that's exactly what's going to happen when we get invaded from the windows to the wall.
Shit. So, what are your thoughts? Because
I hope he's playing that record when they detain him, like Anne Frank. Like, this shit ain't cute. This shit ain't cute, bro. The world is looking at us and they're laughing. And no disrespect. Did Jasmine Crockett handle up on Marjorie Taylor Greene? Yes, she did.
She did?
But she sat there and she tried to validate a woman that she knows is not black. Yeah. And she's a black woman. And then I'm sitting there watching the teleprompter and I could tell when they were changing it because they had a different couple versions of everyone's speech. I think the most disgusting part for me was the reproductive rights racket that they were running. First, they had the white couple where the husband spoke about how terrible it was that his wife couldn't get an abortion when she needed one and she was just bleeding because the laws were so unfair. And then the next was a black woman, but it was a black woman without her husband. See, she was married, but her husband was not present. First couple, husband spoke, "This is fucked up. They fucking almost cost me my wife." And she's, honey. And then they had the black woman, married, but her husband was not present. And then she talked about how fucked up it was in Louisiana. You want to know what was interesting? If she hadn't said from her state, my home state of Louisiana, I would have thought she was from Philly or Jersey or Delaware. She didn't sound like she was from Louisiana at all. And if you're going to represent Louisiana, the one thing you want to do is sound like you're from Louisiana. Louisiana talk a certain way, got a certain language. When you represent the state, you represent the state. If you cleaning up your shit to sound like a little girl who went to Seton Hall,
yeah,
nah, that's not Louisiana. I smell bullshit. And the black woman, though she was married and also having a miscarriage like the white couple, her husband wasn't there to support her. See, I guess she gonna have a white man next year due to black wife effect. See how this works? See the images they're painting? The last one, though, that was the kicker. The little white girl. Did you see her at the end? And she starts talking about how she was the prom queen and she was president of this. And then she says, "And I'm a survivor. Wait for it." Ah! What did you survive, honey? Because you said you were everything else great. And you said you were a survivor, laughed, and you did the wait for it moment and wait for everyone to applaud you. And she says, "You know, when my daddy started raping me when I was a little girl." Now, of course, we're going to have to bleep that out because on a construct like YouTube, you can't even say the word rape. You have to say grape, or you have to say unalive, or you have to say red rum, or you have to say all of these things. But apparently at the Democratic National Convention, it's okay for a little girl to start her speech off by talking about how she got raped by her father all the time. Ain't that crazy?
Hey.
If it's good enough for the DNC, why ain't it good enough for YouTube?
Hey.
Anyway, she
Michelle,
talks about being, assaulted by her dad and how she was pregnant at 12 and how she went to go get a deletion. And when she got there, she heard them say at the clinic, honey, it's okay, you have options. And guess what she said? For the first time in my life, I was happy because I had never had an option before. She was so grateful for her abortion. Because what kind of country is this where people expect a child to carry their parents' baby? We need our reproductive rights. We don't just need to make sure that we stop leaving fathers in the house that think it's good to impregnate their 12-year-old daughters. That sounds like more of the issue than pregnancy to me. The one thing they didn't mention in that story was when her father was charged and sent to jail for it. So they got the white couple, you almost killed my wife. You got the black woman representing a couple, but he's not there. Oh my God, who's gonna make dinner for Junior if I die giving birth? And then, please vote for Kamala, because she'll make sure that when your daddy rapes you when you're 12, you can get an abortion too. Like, oh wow.
So, Jag, you speak things to existence, and you know what's coming most of the time, right? Like, we know that. You've been on record saying about Diddy and all this stuff. Like, you just know what's gonna happen. Who wins the election? Who do you think?
In my honest opinion, it has to be Trump. It has to be. Because if we vote DNC, we're voting for liars. It's just that simple. The DNC is lying. I don't trust the Republicans either. But they won't even think about backing Cornel West. Like, I'm sitting there looking at all these black people, and nobody said, Cornel West sat right here.
Right.
We know this couch gets traction. He said it here. He's running for president. Odell works with Dr. Abdullah.
Real life. If that shit ain't real life,
it ain't real life. Just say real.
Real life street stars.